You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wednesday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Pitchfork Dragon, Mono, Michael Hassler, Nadia, welcome, everybody. Derry Bennett. Yeah, we've got quite the amount of bombshell news to talk about with regards to the Epstein files. If they knew Trump was in the files, I don't know why they'd play it like they have. They've Streisanded it to the moon. We might actually see Teflon Don take hits. I hope so. I hope so. Derry Bennett, Rip Ozzy, and Trump kicks out trans people from the Olympics. Yeah, I saw that they did something with that. The downside to this is that Peter Thiel's little pet project is next in line for the throne. Just Dance fans. Yep. Welcome, Tropical Ding Dong. The dollar tanking is likely why they're trying to dump him. Maybe. They knew about this for months. They knew about this for months, as we're now finding out in this bombshell reporting. Well, let's get started, folks. Hey, thank you all for being here. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to do all the things. Like, share, subscribe. Spread the word, folks. Spread the word. If you want to support the channel directly, there are many different ways of doing so. Check out the merch store, do the exclamation mark tip. Substack. Join the Discord if you want to keep up with the channel. Check out my show on this space on Tuesdays at 7 p.m., folks. Once again, thank you all for being here. Let's get started. They knew about it within 24 hours of Epstein getting Trump on tape pointing at 12-year-old or younger. Yeah, I meant like they informed him. And they talked to him about it in May, I want to say, or earlier. This space, not a lace. John Lithium, I downloaded and reposted all your videos to my OnlyFans. They aren't doing so well as I had hoped. Well, I'm sorry. I can't. That's not on me, okay? That one's kind of on you. That one's not on me. We start today with a quick with a serious and quick article here about the Supreme Court recent decision. So by a 6-3 vote, the Supreme Court has yet again allowed Donald Trump to consolidate more power of the executive and let him fire the Dem members of the Consumer Product Safety Commission, who are supposed to be protected by statute. This is a excerpt from the dissenting opinion by Justice Kagan. I'm in a hostel in Berlin. I suppose things in Germany are slightly. I don't know what degrees we're talking about here. Um, but certainly being in Europe feels like it would be better than here. Wasn't there a horror film about that? Yeah, I think it was literally called Hostel, wasn't it? I think literally it was called Hostel. It was quite a minute ago. Yeah, actually, it was in 2005. Let's not think too much about that. I'm in a horse-drawn carriage in Paris. Peasants are bolting, and I'm Jesus Christ, and I'm shooing them away. Yeah, I believe that. The result of this decision, she writes, an increase of executive power at the expense of legislative authority does not stand alone. Just last week, the court granted another stay, allowing the president to ignore a federal statute. This is serious, folks. That decision permitted the president to push forward in dismantling the Department of Education, even though Congress created that agency and tasked it with performing vital functions. See McMahon versus New York. McMahon versus New York. If the majority had any valid basis for taking the action relating, say, to the breadth of the district court's preliminary injunction, it did not appear on the face of the court's unreasoned order. That order simply signaled that the president could carry on even in the face of conflicting statute. So too does this order, and in the same lack of care. In other words, like, yeah, I mean, whatever. Laws are whatever. Who cares? The majority has acted on the emergency docket with little time, scant briefing, and no argument to override Congress's decision about how to structure administrative agencies so they can perform their prescribed duties. By means of such actions, this court may facilitate the permanent transfer of authority piece by piece by piece from one branch of government to another. Respectfully, I dissent. Yeah, so, I mean, this is kind of what we've been talking about. This it's not slow. It's kind of moving. It's kind of moving at a pretty breakneck pace. This consolidation of power to the executive, and this decision once again solidifies that and legitimizes what Trump is doing. Heat, how's it going? I'm on a boat with T-Pain. What a surprise. They gave him more power. Yep. Chat sounding like they're quoting Dr. Manhattan panels from Watchmen. Ooh, I haven't seen that movie I haven't seen The Watchmen in a real good minute. I don't even want to look up when that movie came out. Yeah, Roberts, that's not how the Constitution works. The executive can't cede power, nor can another branch hand over their power. Yep. Exactly. But whatever. Does it matter? No. read the comics. Might be a time to revisit Watchmen. I mean, I'd be down. That's right. We do movie watch parties. The Führerprinzip is what the 5 Black-robed Klansmen and the little handmaid from one of the cults that inspired Atwood are working off of. Heat with a tier 1 sub for 48 months. Can you believe that? Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Greg Gutfield is summing up the GOP right now, including SCOTUS. Yep. That clip was super cringe.
David's program where let's check in with Patrick Bet David's program where for whatever reason Patrick Bet David, he's got an interesting dynamic on. He sends that guy, what's that guy's name? Dan? Who's the two guys?
There's Adam Sauce.
That's 48 weeks, I'm sure.
Adam.
Vinny.
He's got his sidekick Adam to basically go to war with Vinny all the time because I think Patrick Bet David feels a little bit uncomfortable defending this stuff. And so he gets a little bit embarrassed. So he sort of like recedes whenever this comes up. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, in a very funny way.
It's strange. I wonder why that is. Well, anyways, maybe he's just personally uncomfortable. I have no idea. I have no idea what like the world of wealthy Florida people do.
Greg Gutfield being the Fox host who advocated for Republican zoning being Nazis. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly the clip I'm talking about. That's the exact clip I'm talking about.
Anyways, here is Adam defending the administration and basically telling Vinny to move on. Now, Vinny seems genuinely invested in finding out what was going on in this, world of like Florida multimillionaires and this Epstein stuff. But here it is.
Back to your point. Okay. What do I want? Adam, I want jail. Okay. And if God forbid the president of the United States was involved with it, guess what? Same for him.
Which president?
Our president.
Okay.
If he was
so you want Trump to go to jail now?
If he was with underage girls,
yes.
1,000%.
So if Trump was with a 17-year-old...
Wait. Why is this even a debate? Like, let me stop this right here. Why is that a debate? I mean, that is a massive red flag on whoever this guy is. Whoever this guy is needs his hard drive checked, like ASAP. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, man. If the president of the United States has been caught with an underage minor, it doesn't matter that they're the president, right? Like, straight to jail right away. The guy who thinks he's a comedian, yep, I checked. A child, yep.
Again, when he was 40 years old, yes.
So you want Trump to go to jail?
Pedophile. Hold on.
Yeah, man. If you're a 40-year-old man, okay, having relations with a 17-year-old child, right to jail. right away. What are you talking about?
Ask you, is it illegal? Can you have sex with a 17-year-old in New York?
35 states.
In New York?
Yeah, man. Okay, yeah, this guy. Oh, you know, but actually, technically, with this law and in this state, technically, if I have no, man, straight to jail right away. Check this guy's hard drives. 100% check this guy's hard drives. This guy is defending child predators with this argument. Okay, that's who he is defending. He is defending child predators across the board. 1,000%. Just like whatever decisions you've made in your life, if you find yourself defending pedophilia or child molestation, like, you got to question yourself. You would think, right? Like, I mean, but I don't know if this guy has that capacity. Probably because he probably should be investigated. Yeah, forget the hard drives. Check his texts. That's right, phone, social media messages, because this guy. This guy's there's only one reason why you would really actually adamantly defend the predator, right? Like, it doesn't matter. If you're adamantly trying to make excuses and be like, well, you know, in this law in this year technically, but nah, man. The only reason someone would actually unironically full chested defend this is because they're a predator themselves. Predators protect predators. So this guy is super suspect. Ladybug, welcome. %100% check this guy's drives or messages, because yeah, there's no reason why you would mount such an adamant defense of child predation, other than you are a predator yourself. Because why? I mean, why? What else? What other reason could you believe? Could you have to defend a predator? Ladybug, welcome. Yeah, ¿por qué no los dos? Exactly.
Ages 16, and then in certain states.
Oh, pause it for 1 second. I did not expect Adam to be going out there and arguing for a dropping, I guess. I mean, to say, this is what the argument is, right? Like,
classic libertarian argument over here.
Number of states.
Secret libertarian over there.
Yeah,
Adam.
I mean, the fact that this is a great point. This is a great point. The fact that he was very a bit too precise on the knowledge of the amount of states is oh God, Jesus Christ, this guy's a predator, man. 1,000%. Like the evidence just keeps mounting, man. This guy is 1,000% a predator. I would keep children away from this dude at all costs. At all opportunities. Who takes the time to memorize and know how the laws in the particular amount of states work? Jesus.
I mean, why not drop it down to 13 just in case?
Do you think it's a coincidence that Alan Dershowitz has spent the past few years tweeting and writing about how onerous age of consent laws are?
No. States.
In New York, hold on, let me ask you, is it illegal? Can you have sex with a 17-year-old in New York?
35 states.
In New York.
The age is 16.
Yeah, that was oddly freaking specific, man. I mean, this is concerning because I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I don't have that problem. I don't have to be looking at state laws and knowing which states, because that's kind of weird, man. That's kind of sort of really weird that you know this, right? Like, wouldn't that's an immediate, massive red flag. You don't have a researcher on payroll either, but I agree he's sus. Yeah. I mean, like, that's true, but still, I feel like that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of weird. To know these things, but anyways, comedians travel a whole lot. I suppose it's good to have knowledge of age of consent laws if you're traveling so much. Yeah, but like, why I don't know. Like, if I was a traveling artist, whether it be a comedian or musician or whatever, I mean, it would just feel kind of weird to have to look up. I don't know. Oh, I meant it as a sarcasm. Gotcha. I wouldn't be so harsh on this line of argument if it weren't completely besides the point. The victims were not legal in the states that it happened, and it was coerced. So what's he even babbling on about? If we're legal in the state, it's still illegal, right? We're talking about girls getting trafficked. Yep. Right. But he's just pro child trafficking. That's what's happening here. He's defending it, and he wants to make it okay, or in his mind, he wants to make it okay. Otherwise, I don't know. Like, I don't know what else other reasoning could we have here of him trying to weasel and put up a bunch of like, oh, but in this state, the age of consent is 16. So where was he? But in the state of New York, but actually in the year of 19, like, dude, what are you talking about, man? This is pretty wild that we're actually watching this go down on a massive podcast, by the way. We're talking about girls getting trafficked. Yep.
It's 18. According to some Muslim scriptures, you could be 9.
Whoa! Jesus Christ. Oh man, it just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse. Pedocon theory, man. Pedocon theory wins again. Completely undefeated. This is what pedos do, though, in his approach to the argument, that they try to make it a technical slippery slope thing. Yep. So Islam is good now. I thought these guys didn't trust it. Anyone? Yeah, it doesn't... None of this makes sense unless you come in at it from a pro-predator perspective, right? Anyone who has to do these sort of calculations over whom they are seeing, slash whom they are seeing on the wrong track, to be fair. Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I'm getting at, exactly. And now we're talking about, like, well, actually, in Islam, on the section here of the whatever, it says the legal age is 9, so checkmate, bro. What? Wild.
It's okay.
Like, I mean, how is it that they just not, like, like, I would literally, I don't know, man. Like, in the leader, Paul Bet David or whatever his name is, I mean, like, I would kick this guy off, like, immediately. Like, you're making arguments for, like, pro child exploitation? Yeah, dude, get out of here. The fact that he's still there, is crazy. Can you explain what you mean by pedocon theory? I haven't heard that. Pedocon theory is basically like, it is kind of a, I don't know if it's a euphemism, whatever. Pedo plus conservatives, right? Meaning every time you hear these people talk about how the left is actually the child predators, and how it's actually like the woke mob that are pro indoctrination of children because they want to exploit children. How drag queens are exploiting children. How trans people, how gay people. Every time these people talk like that, it ends up being that the conservatives who are most like that are predators or defenders of predators themselves. Alhamdulillah, he has boiled himself. Mayhem Hippie, welcome. Next on Jubilee, 20 predators. Actually, it's when one politician. Actually, it's just 21 predators.
Okay, if he was on a different part of land hooking up with a 16-year-old.
Okay, no, but let me ask one last thing, because I mean, obviously, what I wanted you to do was just get it all out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. You could be right, you could be wrong. So we want Trump to go to jail. Israel's
I didn't
control the
know.
United States.
Don't say that.
Whoa! So we want Trump to go to jail. Yes, if he's exploiting, and if he was involved in the exploitation of children, yes. Why is that like controversial? He said the high word, get him. I'm here to kind of dirty lurk, working on some video editing for Indivisible Saint J chapter. Nice.
No,
Anybody that was guilty of having sex with an underage child belongs to go to jail, including the operation that was blackmailing everybody.
Okay.
They deserve the freaking.
I got it. So now, where you going?
Where are you
now?
going?
So no, I
Pause it for a second.
My
It's so
point is-
weird to me. Every time we see a clip of them talking about Epstein, Patrick Bet-David just sort of like recedes and all of a sudden becomes a traffic cop. It's very strange.
I think he's going to get more merch to wear.
It's very
Yeah.
strange.
I think he's just like he's a businessman first, and he knows like, let them fight. This is when he goes in the
Well,
background.
it's like he doesn't want to take a position on
I'm
it.
sure.
It's interesting. I just find it interesting because you're the look. It's
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's this is wild because like the thing that like should be happening is like, yo, you're it sounds to me like you're protecting a predator. Like, get out of here. Like, my big takeaway from this conversation, because I saw it on MR before, the big takeaway is that Vinny is gettable, as in Vinny can be cleaved off supporting Trump. It's a big deal because until now there is no clear path to cleaving off any support of MAGA from Trump. Yeah, I mean, this Epstein stuff seems to be which is pretty ironic because, like, I mean, given who conservatives are, but anyways.
Patrick Bet-David show. It's not the Adam and Vinny show. It's the Patrick Bet-David show. And he doesn't want to take a strong position. It's strange to me. I don't know why. Go ahead.
Ends up it is about whether or not you're a pedophile, if you should go to jail or not. Just want to make it clear what the debate is.
wait, Brian.
Also,
what if you're
that's
president?
very Brian, that's really unnuanced. Because it depends on what state you're in.
You're right. I apologize.
And also, maybe if you're a fundamentalist religious person.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I think sex trafficking pretty much illegal in all 50 states, but anyway.
Okay.
Accountability, Adam.
Listen, what I'm sick of people doing is skirting around the issues. Just say how you feel.
What's skirting? What are you talking about? It's funny because the only person that's skirting around the issue is you, guy. Is you. That's who. No Kings is doing a civil disobedience training on July 31st and August 13th. Check your local 50501 or Indivisible chapters to get involved. Sorry for the plug, but we need people out there on the streets resisting the fascist regime. Oh no, you're good. I do. If you want to post a link, you can. If people leave MAGA, where would they go? I don't see them just flipping to the left. I mean, just getting them to stop supporting Republicans for a minute, just long enough to hit the reset button, is I don't know, is maybe is what we need. Unfortunately, I am British.
Dang it for
Yeah,
So then last
Now,
question.
wait a
Last
second. I
question.
got to stop that too, because that seems like Adam is subtweeting Patrick Bet-David. He just said, I'm tired of people skirting around the issue. Just say what you believe. And it's almost like he's trying to say, I don't know. I don't know.
needs-
Go
he
back.
needs Vinny.
Go back. Let's go.
Adam.
Listen, what I'm sick of people doing is skirting around the issues. Just say how you feel.
I've been saying it for
Yeah,
Perfect. So then last
Three more
question.
times.
Last question. Who do you trust more? Donald Trump, JD Vance, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi.
Who do I trust the most?
Or whoever's the loudest people on the internet, Tucker, Candace, Dave Smith. Who do you trust more
What do
out
you
of
mean?
that group?
What do you mean?
No. It's a binary
I don't-
option.
no, hold on.
Who do you trust more?
It's not. That is not how that works. How the F is Dan Bongino still relevant? I don't know. I've heard several MAGA talking heads talking about Mandani and saying Mandani's the only one who sounds America first. It's funny because they don't understand. They don't understand what America first is. I would think there are two camps in MAGA. There's the America First, and then there's the We Support Trump. I generally think the America First crowd can at least be got. Maybe. Being ruled by pedophiles is icky. Yep. Ground level news 5051 and civil disobedient doesn't compute. A bunch of America First crowd are literally fascist. Yeah, well, that's a fascist movement. Yes. Manju Misty, welcome. Dan Bongino has a huge head. They won't leave MAGA unless Trump is kicked off the throne, and they'll default to whoever comes next. Yeah, but I don't think it'll be as powerful as the Trump himself. You know, will some of the cult remain? Probably, but I don't think MAGA is going to be as powerful once the once Trump is done, you know, whether it be because he gets cooked completely through with these Epstein files, whether it's because he gets removed via 25th Amendment or, I don't know, impeachment, which both are very, very unlikely. They're very unlikely. I'm just saying it's technically a possibility. Or his term ends. And he's no longer relevant in terms of politics. Yeah, I don't know. When he's done, I don't think that the MAGA movement is going to be as strong. They aren't going to fall behind Vance. Yeah, I mean, some might, but I don't know if it'll be the same MAGA movement. To the extent that it is cohesive right now, it won't be the same. All presidential candidates should have full opacity. The only person who was shown hog is Hunter Biden. He should be the front runner.
Adam, I don't trust anybody that's lying to me blatantly in my face. The correlation doesn't match because those guys are asking the questions, Adam. They don't know either. They don't know 100%, but you know what they want? Yeah. Stop bullshitting us. He just nailed it. Why do you keep talking about it? We're talking about it because of you.
Okay, stop yelling. Just because you're yelling, you're not right.
It just pisses me off.
You can be loud and you can be wrong. It's hard to be loud and wrong.
Show me where I'm wrong and I'll shut up.
But the point is you're not right. But here we go.
Where am I wrong?
Is Kash Patel lying?
He's not 100%. He's lying.
So 100% Kash Patel's a liar.
From what he said, Adam, he was in the administration. He said they had all of it.
Is Dan Bongino a liar?
Yes, yeah, he did.
Okay.
Adam. Yeah, he did.
Is Pam Bondi a liar?
Yes. blatantly lying in front of our
Is Trump a liar?
I think so, Adam.
Is JD Vance?
I think they're all.
Oh man. Chad Hungry Patriot versus Beta Minectomy with me today. Trump is not genuinely charismatic. Why do I feel like that 3 years is an eternity? I mean, we've only been here for 6. We've only been here for 6, and it feels so freaking long. Yeah, it feels we've been here for 6 months. And it feels like years. It feels like 6 years. He has the capacity to be. There have been moments. I mean, there's something about him that attracts these cult members. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So many politicians are permanent charisma vacuums.
I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna see Patricia McCloskey. I wanna scream for the GOP. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna see Patricia McCloskey. I wanna scream for the GOP. I wanna sit with Dan Bongino. I wanna show the American flag. Eggs behind the toilet in grandma's basement. I wanna ask him if to be my dad. I wanna change my name to Nick Bongino. I wanna tell him about the man in the stairs. He kinda looks like Dan Bongino. Grandma tries to tell me not to go down there, but I would be safe with Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino.
I've been waiting for something that was so outrageous that he can finally be removed, but people kept pointing out he could shoot someone in the middle of 5th Street and still not lose support. Yeah, I mean, literally, that's what he said. Literally, that's exactly what he said. He said I could shoot somebody in the middle of 5th Avenue and I wouldn't lose votes. He's just put on. He's just put on TV. That's probably it, really. Willingness to be off script and dog on people, but it's authentic. Some of the other MAGA guys have tried to adopt it. It doesn't really work because they're forcing it. He has been a hater for multiple decades. Yep, that's right. The biggest mouth in New York. Kirkenstein's monster. I don't know what that was, but I'm gonna need therapy about it. Echo Wrestler Dragon, welcome.
All lying to us, Adam.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Even if it's a little lie,
okay,
they
so
lie.
how about this?
They lie.
They're all liars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's right? Because you probably absorbed a lot of content on X. I assume. I know X is your thing.
No,
Who's right out there? Who's your? Go ahead. You've already gone 99%.
This is mean.
Let's go.
I don't.
Like, who cares, right? Like, what are you talking about? So, like, basically, the implication is that, like, he's making the claim that I think that they're lying, and he's like, well, who's telling the truth, dude? We're talking about the problem here is exactly that. They're lying about the Epstein files. That's the problem. The people in power, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Donald Trump, they're lying about the Epstein files. That's the problem. Speaking of therapy, Vinny will need therapy after all this gaslighting. Seriously. I'm getting cautiously optimistic now. Pedophilia, I guess, was the line. Maybe. Knowing that people are lying doesn't mean you know what the right answer is. Yep.
I don't appreciate the condescending tone that Adam is taking towards Vinny. Now, look, I do agree. Vinny sometimes gets a little bit passionate and loud. I've sat next to Vinny in the room, and it was difficult. But Adam is being so condescending here Where is Adam going for his information that is so much better than X?
Well, we played that it's this exact version of the Megyn Kelly Ben Shapiro argument that we played, where Ben Shapiro says we have the same sources. I'm hearing it from Cash. I'm hearing it from Dan. I'm hearing it from Pam and JD and Trump. And yeah, that's the reality. That's the problem with it. You were the guys that were saying you can't trust the government about this, and now they have to rely on like the level of fan adoration towards Donald Trump to back up their argument. This is a divide in this case of somebody who's trying to appeal to the administration versus somebody that's trying to appeal to their audience. And that's the divide you're seeing on right-wing media right now, especially under 40 online male-focused podcasts that are obsessed with this Epstein story. The people that are trying to cater to their audience, because their audience captured in a very like specific way. We're seeing with Andrew Schultz changing on a dime like this. It's a difference between people who are closer to power in the administration and the people that are more interested in building up a podcast audience.
I just feel like Adam is being just
treated horribly.
Take Vinny's argument instead of like trying to nibble around the edges. Who do you associate this with? Are you on this team or that team? Vinny's not on a team except for the team of truth.
Exactly. Can I say, like, this entire divide that Emma's talking about could all be solved by sort of high school media literacy of citing a source?
Yeah.
like the stuff about Acosta, Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta said that he was told to go easy on Epstein because he was intelligence. Just cite that. You don't need to say like, well, I'm on Dave Smith.
You could cite that. You can cite claims from other former like Israeli officials who had hinted at the same thing. You can cite the thing with Robert Maxwell and his connection to Mossad, and that through Ghislaine, exactly. Even if it isn't through Epstein, clearly Ghislaine Maxwell had that. But I do think it's interesting. Like the biggest Israel defenders are very, very hesitant for this to gain traction on the right.
I'm watching this and I'm hoping that we don't have to do a Vinny is right merch shirt.
Oh,
like that.
That's a good point. Let Vinny talk here some more.
100. This person. I trust them.
Adam,
who is it?
I don't trust anybody. 100%.
Who do you give the
Adam,
most trust to?
Here's my thing.
Who do you give the
question.
most
He's asking a question
credibility to?
Because he's asking you questions. So you're saying those people are lying. If they're lying, who's lying less?
Yeah.
Who's telling the truth?
You were willing to say that the director of the FBI, the president of the United States are all liars.
100%
Who's more right than them?
But we know that they're lying. We literally know that they're lying. It doesn't matter. They made a senile failure super popular by just propping up his TV image. Yeah. Yeah. I heard something about Israel giving money to Epstein or something like that, and things kind of clicked. I've always thought Israel had dirt on these people, and that would make sense. Doesn't matter who they point the cameras at. Vance can be propped up in like fashion and media magic. Maybe, but Vance kind of has to do some work. Otherwise, it's not going to be the same. Does that make sense? I don't think it's going to be the same. Epstein allegedly used to brag about being a Mossad asset.
Trump, you're like, I
who's
think
more
he's lying.
right than them?
Yeah. If that's 100%, who's 100% telling the truth?
Well, all the victims that were out there. Hold on. Okay. All the FBI reports. All the.
But name names.
Virginia Giuffre, who said, hold on, since we're going to go back to Prince Andrew, she was underage and the prince was there having sex with me. Yeah. Time out.
No, hold on.
Time out. I believe her, and I believe the rest of the victims, Adam, that all of a sudden, we don't know where they are.
But the victims don't know what the top Mossad intelligence was. So who do you think knows those answers?
Adam,
it's easy to say the victim.
Listen to me. Trump, Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, they all know what is going on. But
that's not the question.
No. Who do you trust them? Is it Candace? Is it Tucker? Is it Dave Smith? Is it Dan Bilzerian? Who do you think is this guy knows what he's talking about?
The reason why this guy is trying to do this is because he's trying to make some kind of fallacy of like, you trust Tucker? Ha! Well, here's something completely irrelevant about Tucker Carlson and why you shouldn't trust him. So therefore, your entire assessment of the situation is wrong. That's what he's trying to do. That's what this guy's trying to do. Adam, presumably. Is this guy getting his information from Assad? Why do you say that? I don't know. Trump isn't some special guy. He's just a total asshole. Yep. Vance can read can just read teleprompter lines. Yeah, but I mean, it's not the same. I mean, like, Chuck Schumer can read teleprompter lines, and we all know how that sounds. I think that there's something else. Like, media magic can only go so far. Media magic can only do so much. Can you will someone like Vance into existence? Yeah, but it's not as easy. Vance is middle management, but he has Steele backing and maybe Murdoch backing now that they've had their little shindig meeting. Vinny isn't red enough here. Does he really feel that way? Good point. Welcome, Donald James. George Bush, dumb as rocks, but connected, anointed, and likable to some. Yeah.
Who's that person?
This is such an annoying deflection by these like MAGA sycophants and Trump sycophants. One party has a monopoly on the information. It's the government that has access to records that none of us have. The reason this story has been has had such a long tail is because there is so much there that hasn't been revealed to the public, and independent journalists Julie K. Brown, others have pieced things together. That guy from Mother Jones who went through the Black Book in 2020 and called all the 2,000 names and saw there's like around a few dozen that are circled, and Julie K. Brown has said that those have that has some sort of specific marker that but we can't know what that is unless the information is released by the FBI. So this appeal to authority.
Who's the biggest daddy?
Yeah, and there is sourcing on it that he ignores, and other information that is outside of what Kash Patel is saying publicly.
And yeah, there's just a little bit more because I like where PBD takes this.
The way they're treating Vinny. I mean, honestly, I think it's possible that
all these people yapping about it, but what are they going to do about it? Well, I mean, we have one person defending child predation, and the other one is just yelling about it. And it's wild that Vinny, if you've seen previous clips about the PBD podcast, it's wild that the actual the one who's correct in this situation is Vinny. The one who is correct in this situation is Vinny, actually. Either release the damn files, demand our rights, and get the mob together and demand justice, or we have to move on. Let's get some jail sentences handed out. Yep. Oh, I don't doubt that, Nadia, about George Bush.
We are just literally weeks, maybe months away from Vinny.
What's this a distraction from?
Sitting right in that chair.
We got a spot for you, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're getting right on the verge of an awakening moment where Vinny realizes that everything he's been told by all these people are sitting in this room
is a lie.
It's been lies.
For all the stuff that I'm seeing, all the stuff that I'm reading, all the dots that we can.
You think.
I have a problem with
because
that.
to me, the moment, if you pull up Power versus Force Rap, the chart.
What are you talking about?
Which one of these feelings do you currently have?
So it's been about several minutes now, and PBD has not addressed the fact that this guy just a few moments ago was out here literally defending are trying to excuse child exploitation. I seriously doubt he's going to address that. But, anyways, Mona.
Right now. Go to second one. Yeah, zoom in a little bit.
In my life?
No,
Right now, on this
now,
particular
at this
issue.
specific moment.
Yes.
At this specific moment, and I want you to go to the third column. You know where it says level? So go all the way to the bottom.
Pause it for a second. I'm just going to leave this up there. Patrick Bet-David, to avoid taking a position on this, has brought up a map of consciousness.
Oh, a map.
The map of consciousness, like with 4 quadrants.
You mean a table?
Well, it's a table, but it's supposed to map your consciousness on 4 quadrants as to understand where you are in the awareness of an issue. I mean, just do they not realize how much this looks like they are stonewalling?
Exactly.
Oof. Oof. Bring up the chart. PBD and peers are the same in a sense that they just sit back and smirk while they get clicks. The distractions from China and a coalition of partners pulling out their last of the T-bills in a coordinated action and the U.S. tanking. USD tanking. It's so funny that this guy is talking about pedos. No. What's funny is the astronomical Olympic levels of gymnastics being presented here to try to avoid the entire situation because it looks really bad.
Patrick, listen, I have an idea. If anybody starts to ask questions about Epstein and me, maybe bring up a map of consciousness and see where they're emotionally feeling here. This is amazing.
So funny.
I'm starting to think Patrick might be at the top of this pyramid.
No, it's unbelievable. It's funny you say pyramid. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Pull up power versus force, Rob. The chart.
Power
Which
versus
one of these
force.
feelings do you currently have right now? Go to second one. Yeah, zoom in a little.
What? Man, the pivot. The pivot is wild. They did Vinny dirty here. They did Vinny dirty here. He started asking too many questions. And now he's got to talk about his feeling. It's not funny, it's sad and pathetic, it's wrong. These were young women who were not at the age of consent as an adult. Oh, yeah, I don't know. The situation is a very dark situation. I don't think we're making light of that. I hope this brings down Trump finally. I hope so. It's like military grade gaslighting. Missed the memo, fascists fall in line.
In my life?
No,
Right now, on this
now,
particular
at this
issue.
specific moment.
Yes.
At this specific moment.
Just amazing.
And I want you to go to the third column. You know where it says level? So go all the way to the bottom. Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear.
Jesus Christ. I wonder if he'll change his thinking in the coming weeks. That chart is a troll jester. Anytime I want to cap on somebody, I'll bring up that chart. I'm not seeing the Twitch chat on YouTube. That's interesting. I can see both of you. You're not. They are. Even TYT. I cannot I cannot wait for Stephen Colbert and the other late night show hosts. They were all on the Daily Show together to blow shit up. Yeah, I see you guys. Hello, test. I mean, I see you, and I see Twitch, and I see YouTube.
Desire, anger, pride, courage.
I'm angry.
Okay.
I'm obviously angry.
Okay. So, by the way,
Look at his shirt.
no, but by the way,
I'm bringing this up in my next disagreement with like significant other. Wish me luck.
Bless you, sir.
so you're angry. And
you, sir. Bless you. Oh my God.
Do you want to spit your loogie into my hand, boss?
But I can't believe this.
We should get the map of consciousness in studio.
Oh, totally.
Is he just gaslighting him?
This is
Yes.
total gaslighting. Oh my God.
And then he says, "Thank you, sir."
Emma, I get that you're upset about these cuts to Medicaid, but let's go up onto the map of consciousness and see
Oh, I'm in the level
Oh,
orange.
you're in orange. That's the problem here. Go.
Yeah.
fear, desire, anger, pride, courage.
I'm angry.
Okay.
I'm obviously angry.
Angry patriot.
So, by the way,
Look at his shirt.
No, but
Yeah.
by the way,
I get it. Bless you, sir.
so you're angry,
Yes.
and how many people you think are feeling that way as well?
A lot of people.
What do you think it is?
From our
Base.
Oh, from our base, 90% are
Colbert is about to go fair on his villainaire, and folks like the current Daily Show host John Oliver and more are gonna dig deep. We'll feel dirty. I mean, that's what I would do if I was Colbert. I hope so. I hope so. I'm gonna call into MR report and make them bring up the chart.
furious.
I don't think it's 90%. I think honestly, it's 20 to 30%. Okay, and I'll tell you why, and I'll kind of walk it through why.
So wait a minute. So 20 to 30%. Let me get this straight, so that people can kind of get an overview of what PBD is trying to put out here, right? If I'm understanding this right, his argument is 20 to 30% of people are angry because checks notes. Trump is on the Epstein files and is heavily implicated in this child exploitation ring. So that means about 60 or 70 to 80% of people, he claims, are okay with this. That's what he's saying. He's saying the majority of our base, about anywhere from 70 to 80%, are actually okay with the exploitation of children. I somehow got back into Twitch. Okay, well, there you go. That works. Colbert is so mild, so corporate and digestible. I don't see it happening, but I'd love to see it. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. It's not like his show's gonna come back. So we're somewhere between 20 to 90% of MAGA having an actual problem with pedophiles. No, 20 to 30% have an actual problem with pedophiles, according to Patrick Bet David. You guys see the Colbert clip where all the late night hosts were in the audience and the Coldplay Kiss Cam was on? That's funny. If even 10 to 20% of MAGA base can be cleaved off, Trump's support collapses. I hope so. I think it's more like a percentage does not care about releasing the files. Gotcha. Welcome, Wolf Glenn. Apparently my D key died. Oof.
I think it's 20 to 30%.
What?
So,
Wait,
which people here, like, where do you put Trump
he
right now?
has
The way he's
completely derailed the conversation. He does not want to weigh in on the question of Epstein and Donald Trump, both huge members of, it's weird. The same community that they live in. All right, okay. I've been down to the studio a couple of times, and it just occurred to me.
It's near Palm Beach.
It's
Doral,
I mean, it's somewhere like around Fort Lauderdale. I mean, down in that. I mean, within moments, I would imagine. Not even a helicopter ride. And
the call is coming
he doesn't
from
want to weigh in
inside
on
the
merits
house
of it. So he's going to the emotional state of the person bringing it up and then debating about what percentage of the people who are watching care about this.
I've seen this in cult documentaries. Isn't that what it's like when you have like some? I mean, he just
This is MLM sort of type of brainwashing type of
he
stuff.
completely disarmed Vinny and basically told him to quiet down, little doggy. Look at this colorful toy in front of you.
It's literally like, I've got this. Look at this ball. I've got. Go get it.
Yeah, your thetans are off the chart right now.
Handling Epstein. How is Trump handling Epstein right now?
I'd put him in the acceptance and reason category in power.
I actually don't. I don't
Wait, Trump in this?
Yeah, where is Trump in this, right? On the way he's handling the Epstein.
Would you go fear?
I would put fear.
He's scared.
I think, Tom, where would you put him?
It's funny you said that.
God, I can't believe this actually worked. They're all just sort of chasing after
demanding,
this
and scorn.
map
That's
of
where I'm at.
consciousness.
By the way, both of you are wrong.
I'm sorry. Parasocially psychoanalyzing Donald Trump to basically say that he's operating out of emotion as opposed to some sort of like conscious cover up here.
Criminal conspiracy. Where's that on the chart?
But like they don't even know how to read. Like, I mean, just read an article and you don't have to use the rainbow map to decide whether or not your emotions and your reaction to the story is requisite to the to the severity of it.
Oh boy.
This is like a kindergartner being like, do you need a nap? You're on the chart.
Honestly, the only thing I'm thinking about this is like, oh, I got to try this next time Saul's pissed about something. Just be like, dude, come here. I want to show you something.
He's too old.
Where do you think? Where do you think you are on this emotion map right now? I'm just curious because I'll tell you where I think I am, and
Just a little bit more, maybe.
Demanding and scorn.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
By the way, both of you are wrong.
Oh my God.
Both parties. Like, trust me, I'm angry. I'm not in the right state to decipher what's going on because I'm coming from an angry place. You know, like,
What? What is he talking about?
Tico, where he's at and what we're talking about before.
Yeah.
How can we not do something?
Yeah.
Like, how are we feeling? Where are we at? We're in what? We're in guilt, anger.
Why?
Oh my God.
this is fascinating.
What do you mean you're in guilt?
This
he's in guilt. I don't know why.
actually
Right?
When it comes to him, I'm very like,
Yeah.
dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
this is actually unbelievable. Yeah, is this just an excuse to use later? Oh, I said that in a state of mind that wasn't normal. Can't hold me to it. I honestly, I think this is just like literally just like jangling keys. And like, hey, we're talking about this very serious topic, and you seem to be hitting a little close to home and hitting the truth a little bit too much. So anyways, here's a chart about feelings and whatnot. Let's stop talking. Let's stop talking about the issue and how you managed to find your way into a correct position. They're usually denialists about psychiatry. Yeah, of course, because it's not about actually, it's not actually about this at all. The real motive here is not just to actually be like, oh, well, how are you actually feeling about this? What validity does this even have to anything? It's about short-circuiting the conversation because Vinny was actually talking a little too much sense. That's what this is about. What MBTI is Trump? I don't know. You can assign it. You can assign whatever. I don't know. ENFP ENFT or ENFG or what is it? I don't know. ENFP. Okay, there you go. Not T. I think when I took the test for the memes a long time ago, I was I think I was INFP. I don't freaking remember. What's that mean? That's a Myers-Briggs test. Myers-Briggs personality
But
test
guess
or
what?
something.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, maybe we have to
He's having choice.
willing and accept the fact that he's growing up.
Yeah.
And we have to go there. So for me, when I'm sitting here watching this is what I think about. You've been with me in different environments, right? Okay. Where do we go to where people stop us nonstop and we can't leave?
UFC.
Okay, so UFC. If we go to UFC
Sporting
fight, guess what it is? We can't even walk without being
insane.
stopped,
That's
right?
insane.
Okay. Give me the other sport. Like what's
Baseball.
Baseball, Yankees. We go.
This is just unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this.
I'm going to skip ahead to where they go back to the map of conscious. Maybe we can get a little bit more.
I remember we read about how like Crowder would like manipulate his employees and like bring people down who were fans of. But like, aren't these guys kind of established rich Miami people on their own? I mean,
They're in the pyramid.
The ability to see Vinny be manipulated like a little child like that was.
But does Patrick Bet David not think that his audience doesn't recognize what's going on here?
I mean, it's hard to.
I think he thinks there's.
He thinks he's been able to.
It's hard to say that they're actually that they actually recognize what's happening. Did you see Jeff Bridges' interview? No. Vinny just
It was
got
like
completely
actually-
dog walked off topic. Yep.
I think this is MLM. This is his MLM snow job sort of skills.
And it's like the fascist therapy speak, and like they've like completely made it into like RFK. It's this wellness. All that matters is my internal truth, and that is how I'm going to judge the veracity of some sort of objective truth. My truth is all that matters. My emotion is all that matters. And if my emotion is a certain way, that must say something about the story I'm analyzing on my news show.
It is Scientology.
It's completely like new age, like fascism almost.
Reason, love. Acceptance, reason, love. So hard to be.
Yep. That Emma's analysis is 100% correct. Fundamentally, like we've all come to the full circle of what we're trying to get at here. You have to play it here, but it's worth the 1 minute watch. Yeah, you can send it to me. I'll watch it later. It'd be funny if we found out that Tim Pool uses the emotion chart also on his show on Moonlord or something. Jesus. This is a real life example of how fascists make you comply one way or another. Yep. The truth is never about the truth. In fact, the truth is pretty bad. Fascism tends to run away from the truth. It tends to warp the truth. And it kind of has to, right? It has to shatter this idea of what you know to be true. And the moment you start kind of moving in that direction, it needs to be short-circuited. The moment Vinny was starting to move in that direction, like, hey, you know, what's going on here? Donald Trump is lying. I don't trust him. Dan Bongino is lying. I don't trust him. Pat Bondi is lying. I don't trust her. The moment that he was going down that path, out comes Patrick Bet David with jingling keys and going, hey, have you thought about how you feel? Everyone just take a second and reevaluate, because we're all getting we're all coming at this from an emotional point of view. And anyways, let's stop talking about how Trump is heavily implicated in this child exploitation ring here. T-minus. Exactly. Stop thinking for yourself and comply. Programming is showing cracks. Bipedal Meatbag, welcome.
In that. But if you look at the God view of what it is on the left, look at what it is on the left side. Wise, meaningful, reason, understanding, abstraction, right? Look at anger, vengeful, antagonistic, hate, aggression. Look at fear, punitive, frightening, fear, anxiety, withdrawal. You kind of have to kind of size yourself up to see where you're at, and it's so hard to get at the first level, which is courage. Permitting, feasible, permitting, affirmation, empowerment. I see some of the guys on X, they're posting something. You know, I saw a video of Nick Fuentes.
They just changed the.
And Nick Fuentes made a video, and he said, you know, I've been called out. I can't say the N-word anymore because Patrick Bet-David, yes, Patrick Bet-David at Turning Point USA got up and he said, the reason why he's not willing to have me on is because I say the N-word too much. And you know what, folks? I think it's come time that I have to make certain sacrifices. So moving forward, I won't be using the N-word. I think in some kind of a way, he says he's right. I don't know when he said it. The guy.
What is he talking about? Why are we talking about Nick Fuentes now? This episode of PBD was before the Connell vote to make them release the files, but the GOP knocked it down. I wonder what Vinny thinks about that. I don't know. We'd have to refer to the chart. We'd have to ask how he's feeling about it first. It's good to be informed of this stuff, but it's making me sick.
I just showed it to me yesterday. Brandon did, and
That's
Later they talk about how Vinny's brainwashed, but yeah. I don't know how they get to Fuentes from there.
That is absolutely fascinating.
wow. I just have never seen a grown man manipulated in real time in that manner.
That is amazing.
With such little effort.
I mean, it's a cult, right? It's the work's been done. It's a cult. Turning Point has several folks with fasci salutes before leaving the stage. Yep.
I just, when they started psychoanalyzing Trump to basically excuse the fact that he's covering up the Epstein files because he's in an emotional state, that broke something in me, I think.
There's some military dynamics at play between those two for sure.
Oh, between Vinny and
It's Dom Sub.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. This is where we get extremely extremely anti-Vinny. Sorry.
Anger, fear, all of that stuff. And you want to be able to go in, get all the shit, and take a big shower and go up to Reason and say, all right, man, here's where I'm going to. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go upstairs and go and got.
Let's not beat around the bush here. Earlier you said one thing. I want to know if you stand by this. Do you think Vinny, even if it's 1%, has been brainwashed by what he's consumed on X?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
How do you feel about that, Vinny? That you might have been brainwashed.
But by the way, we have a different understanding of the word brainwashed.
Explain what brainwash means.
Yeah, this is literally military grade military grade gaslighting. Like I think someone said earlier, this is the kind of like gaslighting that like would be considered against the Geneva Convention. I mean, they're literally telling him that he can't be right as he was getting closer and closer to the truth, and actually you're being brainwashed. I'm supposed to dilute it with water before applying. No Justice, gang. Hey! Raid, welcome everybody. Welcome YouTubers. YouTube heads from No Justice. We were magicked here. Welcome. Hello. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much, No Justice. Appreciate it. Appreciate the appreciate the raid. And folks, if you haven't done so here on the Twitch side, check out No Justice MTG. like this. And check out the YouTube channel as well. Folks coming in, if you enjoy your say and you enjoy the content, hit the sub button. Do all the things. Oh, this racism, hate, and terror, the global network of right-wing, what is it? The global network of right-wing extremism. So yeah, I guess this is reporting on the threat of white supremacy. Good for Gabby. Hey, thank you for the follow. That's pretty much the US. Yeah, I think this is about the US, right? Or no, it's global. It's basically a documentary on the global rise of the far right. Israeli government approved the West Bank annexation. Yikes. Yikes.
When I was in the
Flow Snake, hey again, I think we met a day or two ago. Were you on this space? Yep.
Army and I watched Saving Private Ryan, and they told me this movie is dedicated to the unit you're part of. I was brainwashed to be a proud American and a proud hunter for airborne soldiers.
So there can be good brainwashing, bad
brainwashing is not a bad thing. We brainwash our kids all the damn time. So there is good brainwash, there's bad brainwash.
That's kind of weird to think about. I don't know if that's something that I would agree with. Yep, rip Ozzy. I thought it was specifically about one group, National Socialist Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. No, I think it was just like a general rise of the far right. Rip Ozzy. Israel made 11-9. I think you mean 9/11. No, I don't think that. Beanie with long hair, good combo. Always fun to flex on Tim Pool like that. It's fine. Just look at the chart, Vinny. See? Good brainwash. Exactly. Just look at the chart, Vinny.
Wash my brain if it's good.
So is what he's consuming good,
I'm worried about dirty
brainwash or bad brainwash?
Huh?
I consume
is
everything.
What he's doing good brainwash or bad brainwash?
Eventually, like Tom, when I watch Tom and he talks to his daughters.
Wait, what? They're just like, I can't believe how far afield they took this. He doesn't like talking about this for some reason. It's very strange. It's very, very strange.
And I can't tell if it is.
I can't imagine what the reasoning could be. What the reasoning could be about wanting to desperately get away from that subject. Bark at the moon. Right. Brainwash implies you remove everything and you don't want to wait. We educate to install positives and let the kid learn the best way. Yep. Temple has nothing on ADT. True. The KKK chapter that popped up in Germany seems plausible. They might cover there because of the thumbnail image. Dara Postillon had a story about Ozzy biting an angel's head off in heaven. Doc Davies. We need to save Vinny from his from this bullying and his blood pressure.
Any connections to people down there? Could be
No
connection not
more
just Trump, but to
tears.
some business people that could have been implicated by Epstein. We don't know how some of these
Well,
right-wing
I mean,
outlets were funded, but Trump could have been one of the people that gave him a call.
I listen. All I'm saying is, there's no way to know any of these things. It's just very curious that there seems to be such an intense allergy
German onion. Gotcha.
to talking about this. I mean, super intense allergy to the point where, like,
I'm sorry,
they're
I saw the
bringing
cone.
up, trust, like these maps. I mean, it really is.
Can you show the cone level of consciousness one?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me pull
You
up
X out of it? All right, never mind.
I just think that I'd be very curious to understand. And I think this is an opportunity. I mean, I think Vinny should ask this question. Like, why every time I bring this up, do you go to such great lengths to claim that I've been brainwashed, that I'm off the charts on this map? I mean, it's very strange.
It's interesting because if you look there on anger, put that up, Brian. If you look on anger, where Vinny said he is only diagonal, you get denying. And is that where PBD and Sosnick are at there? Why are they?
Trump is one of the islands. He doesn't leave this island. He converted to Buddhism.
They're even below anger.
So we're using this as a
So
real
technically, they're beneath Vinny. They're at a 125, and Vinny's at a 150.
All right, let me see if I can call in. I feel like I'm having problems with the phone. Did we set up that thing down there? We plugged it in, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did. You plugged it in this morning. I mean, I'm hearing the sound, but I'm not reaching.
Sam, have you considered how you felt about it? Bring the chart up, okay? Bring the chart up so we can talk about this, okay? Because it feels like you might be coming at this disruption in the phone line from an emotional point of view. Okay, so we're gonna need to bring up the chart and evaluate the situation. This anger, this emotional reaction you're having to the phone being down. If they release the other names, it would relieve the pressure Trump is feeling. Let's try it out. Yep. Trump in 1990 is much more evil than Trump in 2025. I mean, I don't know about that because they're the same people. If you search Trump's old photos with girls, you'll be shocked. Probably not. It's pretty. He's been very upfront about that. I mean, like you can listen to him talk about him bragging about going into teen beauty pageants and inspecting. This is not something that is made up. He literally said that.
The thing. We got an error.
Open another tab.
Exactly.
Why it worked? I just saw it.
Vicky Clee to get ridiculously
pop up
deep
and
for
you
this
heard-
time of night. Both brainwashing and open-mindedness make me think of clean slate, ready to see afresh the mix of rationalism and empiricism necessary.
The sound too.
Have people been
This
able
is-
to hear the soundboard too?
We can hear it.
Let us know if you could hear that, guys. We can hear.
I can't connect
Okay.
to the phone system. That's the problem right now.
Sums up with that Scarlet.
You're just afraid of an Epstein question.
I'm
Bring
moving
up
in from
bring up the chart.
like a red to an orange, yellow feeling.
I just love how like you're only able like why is anger completely incongruous with being like enlightened or merciful or like
I think you are.
Maybe because it's BS. To understand our world as best we can, Vicky Clee, sorry, maybe I've been spending too much time with
Falling into the trap.
You're right. You're right. Right. Yeah.
That's
It'll all be in my book.
The issue isn't so much, whether this chart is correct or not. It's just that this is the chart we deploy when Vinny's getting a little bit too close to the answers.
Show him a lot of colors and numbers.
But colors and say N-word.
Exactly. Oh my God, that clip is.
This is amazing.
Really,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand how this chart works. It does. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Release the files and Trump will go to Israel. I doubt that.
amazing. I've never seen anything quite like that. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe.
Whew. So all of this is all of this, okay, is to kind of set up the main story that has dropped. Not that this is surprising to anybody, but this just came out a couple hours ago. Mildly synesthetic red to orange feelings are familiar, but only in a fun way. As a surprise to nobody. Remember, we were told that the list was on the Attorney General's office, but also now that the list doesn't exist. But now, actually, the list does exist, and now, it turns out that his name it was very prominent in these Epstein files. I'm now more curious to know if Trump will end up in The Hague for complicity in the man-made famine in Gaza. I don't know. The cynic in me says these people like him have not faced any consequences. I don't know if he'll ever face consequences for crimes against humanity. I don't know. When was an American president ever taken into account? Yeah, it's kind of where I'm going, right? Like, I don't think so. I want all of these people. I want all of these people to be taken into to be held to account. I want people like Netanyahu. I want people like Trump. I want people like Biden. I want people, anyone and everyone who was complicit. I mean, as far as I know, with this whole recent ramping up of the ethnic cleansing and genocide that is happening in Gaza, I would love for each and every one of those people to face trial. But, the likelihood is low. The list is in a quantum state. Right. Nixon was the one guy, and barely so. Yeah, I mean, barely. He resigned, and then that was it. He didn't even get tried for anything. He didn't even get tried for anything, did he? They just told him to leave. Bro got scot-free. Bro got off scot-free. If any were aware they were manipulating him, then he would flip the table. Maybe. But then before he did that, they would just show him the chart again and ask him how he was feeling. All this to set up this story here. Trump was told his name was in Jeffrey Epstein files before the DOJ withheld the documents. President Trump was told in May by Attorney General Pam Bondi that his name appeared multiple times in the Department of Justice documents about sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday. Today, Trump's meeting with Bondi and her deputy Todd Blanche at the White House occurred weeks before the DOJ, which Bondi leads, said on July 7th that it would not release the Epstein files despite earlier promises by the Attorney General and others in orbit that the material would be disclosed to the public. So we know, we know what's happening. We know the reasoning why. It's because they wanted to protect Trump, because Trump is heavily implicated. Okay, it's more and more apparent and obvious now that we know this, that what they're doing here is trying to protect Trump, because this is serious. This is very serious. We always knew it 100%, but now we're getting more and more confirmation as to the initial claims that I made, that I hypothesized about the reason why he's acting so defensive. It's kind of, I'm not some kind of omniscient, clairvoyant person. It's just like the guy has been acting incredibly defensive ever since this thing blew up. And you see patterns. Yes, we always knew. Yeah, exactly. It seems to me like the chickens are coming home to roost, and we're finding the chickens. We're finding the chickens here. Which? Sometimes a duck is a duck. I think I'm understanding. I think I'm picking up what chat's putting down. I love chicken with rice and teriyaki. I'm so surprised. I'd eat a duck right now. I've never had duck. Put a feather on one. The president was also told at this meeting that many other high-profile figures were also named in the Epstein files, and that the files contained what officials felt unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past, the Journal reported. So, unverified hearsay. Yeah, okay. Sure, dudes. Being mentioned in the Epstein records is not a sign of wrongdoing, the Journal noted. The DOJ's decision not to release the Epstein files sparked backlash from MAGA supporters who have obsessed over the conspiracies related to the Epstein case for years. In the face of criticism from his political base, Trump last week directed Bondi to seek the unsealing of transcripts for grand jury proceedings related to the federal probe of Epstein and his convicted procurer Ghislaine Maxwell. Which incidentally, that seemed to have failed, by the way. The judge did not let that through. Yes, Restream is our loyal friend and ally. So if you're reading chats from Restream as on the YouTube side, you are reading the chat from Twitch. And if you're on Twitch and you see the chat from Restream, you're seeing the YouTube chat. But all of you can chat in one place. It's kind of, you can all see each other's messages. Trump had been friends with Epstein for years, but the two men fell out long before Epstein killed himself in jail in August of 2019. Weeks after being arrested on federal child sex trafficking charges. Epstein also had many wealthy, high-profile friends, including Prince Andrew. I can't read. This is all an illusion, a dream that has turned to nightmare. Well, this is a literal nightmare. Whitney Webb wrote One Nation Under Blackmail. I think I vaguely remember that title. I feel like this was a minute ago. Technology is truly amazing. Oh yeah, it's a very useful bot. The time for hugs is after we topple the rich, greedy liars. She has a whole lot of material about Robert Maxwell. Gotcha. I feel like I've seen that title before. It's probably been a minute and a half. Reach for comment on the journal's new reporting. The White House Communications Director, Stephen Chung, told CNBC the fact is the president kicked Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club for being a creep. Oh, well, then I guess, hey guys, he kicked him out of his Mar-a-Lago club. So everything's cool. Everything's good. Yeah. He kicked him out of his Mar-a-Lago club, so everything's all good. Hey, real quick, where are we with that testimony about what Trump was doing to underage girls, roughly about 12 to 13? Can we get some clarification on that? I bet the real reason they fell out was over money. This is nothing more than a continuation of the fake news stories concocted by Democrats to liberal media. Yeah, sure. Just like the Obama Russiagate scandal. Sure. Which President Trump was right about. Yeah, I don't know about that one. In a joint statement Wednesday on Journal's reporting, Bondi and Blanche said the DOJ and FBI reviewed the Epstein files and reached a conclusion set out in the July 6th memo. Nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution, and we filed a motion in court to unseal the underlying grand jury transcripts. As part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. Yeah, that was months ago, though. That was months ago. So why not? Why didn't you just say that at the beginning, right? Like, this is what doesn't make any sense. If this was true and it was just, quote, routine, then why not have a press conference about this and say, look, we can't unseal anything right now, but we did make aware, make the president aware that his name was on this list several times, but the evidence that we found on this that we will be releasing promptly, it does not implicate anything regarding Trump. And that's it. That's all they had to do. But, like, why? This happened in May. This happened months ago. Basically, it says that most politicians in most Western and Western allied governments are on tape molesting children and are being blackmailed into compliance by spy agencies. Whitney Webb's book goes back to before anything about Epstein blew up. Gotcha. Yeah, I know I've read something like that. I'm vaguely, like, there's a small, like, snippet of memory that that I've seen something. I don't know if the title, if I've seen anything, maybe perhaps a video related to this. I don't know. I know I've seen it somewhere. Also, before QAnon got cooked up, Whitney Webb has done YouTube interviews. Maybe that's where I saw it. Trump was asked last week by ABC News journalist if Bondi had told him your name appeared in the files. No, Trump replied. She's just given us a very quick briefing, and in terms of credibility of the different things that they've seen. Wait, but she said that she told you. Wait, she said that she told you that your name is on these files, and now he's saying, no, that's not what happened. It was just a quick briefing. Trump went on to say he believed that these files were made up by former FBI Director Comey and the administration former Democratic presidents Barack Obama and Joe Biden. So why not just say that from the beginning? Like, why are we the files? So it can't be both. It can't be the files are fake. They're made up by Democrats. They're made up by Obama, Comey, Biden, whatever. They can't simultaneously be these files are fake and it's a hoax. And also, like, no, these files are actually real. And they do mention Trump, but, like, you know, don't worry about it. It's actually not that bad. There's nothing in here. Okay, they may mention Trump, but you know what? There's nothing here. Nothing here to see, anyways. I don't understand. So, like, either the files are real or they aren't. The DOJ last week fired Manhattan prosecutor Maureen Comey, the daughter of James Comey, whose past case included federal prosecutions of Epstein and Maxwell. The Journal last week published an article reporting that Trump in 2003 sent Epstein a body letter to mark his 50th birthday at Maxwell's request. The letter contained several lines of typewritten text framed by outlines of naked women, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker. Fantastic. The president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking the pubic hair, which is great. Fantastic. The letter concludes, "Happy birthday, and may the day be another wonderful secret." Yeah. The projection is loud. Yep. It's appeared on some right-leaning channels. Her own personal left-right thoughts are unclear. Gotcha. This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never wrote a picture in my life. Oh, man, this guy. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words. Uh-huh. Sure. Okay. I don't believe you. On Friday, the president filed a defamation lawsuit related to the story against media mogul Rupert Murdoch, the company his family controls, News Corp, and its CEO Robert Thompson, the Journal's publisher Dow Jones and Company, and the two reporters who wrote the article, which was published Thursday evening. News Corp owns the Journal. Trump's lawsuit seeks $10 billion in damages. Sure. Dow Jones spokesperson told CNBC, "We have full confidence in the rigor and accuracy of our reporting, and we will vigorously defend against any lawsuit." Trump is the worst. Really hope we don't get our own Trump over here. I gotta protect democracy with whatever semblance of democracy you have. You gotta protect it. And here's that follow-up tangential story. A Florida federal judge on Wednesday, today, denied a request to unseal the grand jury transcripts of federal investigation into disgraced financier, sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump called on the release of the grand jury testimony related to Epstein, who is accused of sexually trafficking children, in response to pressure from lawmakers and supporters to show more transparency with the case. U.S. District Judge Robin Rosenberg of Florida said in her ruling that the 11th Circuit law does not permit her to grant the government's request and her hands are tied. I mean, sure. It's not like, you know, we care about law and order at this point. Like other people's kids the same way, I guess. I'd be a cool dad, but that seems tough. Gunter, the beastie in my PFP, lets me know when he wants stuff and makes me feel bad when I forget. Aww. Chris Hedges just had a guy on who had documented the Franklin scandal in the 80s, talking about how oodles of politicians were blackmailed into compliance. I mean, I could see where this might be the case in certain circumstances. I don't know how deep it really goes, to be honest. Like the penguin from Adventure Time who he's named after. We want him to have a strong German name. We're having a side chat because this shit's dark. I get you. Carry on. Carry on, chat. The two judges in New York are also considering parallel requests from the Justice Department to unseal grand jury transcripts related to Epstein. They have given the department until next week to address more fully why the transcripts should be made public, and an additional week to hear from Epstein's representatives and victims. So we'll see. We'll see if we ever get anything out of this. But certainly it feels like it just feels like one giant cover-up, one giant cover-up operation. And I gotta feel like, and I gotta say, I feel like I know why. I feel like I know why. It's simply because Trump is trying to protect himself. I dare say it goes so deep that the publicly visible political apparatus is a total charade puppeteered via blackmail. I mean, you know, there's a lot of factors. Doesn't have to be a giant, conspiracy of blackmail. Although certainly it's possible. It's also possible that like capital kind of just owns everything, right? Like the capital class just owns everything. And that's it. It's a group of it's a class of uber wealthy people that just own everything, and that's it. Or maybe it's a combination of both. I'm not sure. We may have a temporary good news. We'll see how this goes. Capital is the one giving orders to the blackmailers, that is. I mean, maybe. Or maybe they're just that powerful. They just have all the money. What are you going to do about it, We've got one more story, folks. Judge pauses Kilmar Abrego Garcia's release from federal custody. A magistrate judge paused Kilmar Abrego Garcia's release from federal custody Wednesday shortly after a separate judge ruled that Abrego, who was mistakenly deported in March to El Salvador, should be released while he awaits trial on human smuggling charges. A magistrate, Judge Barbara Holmes in the Middle District of Tennessee, ordered Abrego's release from federal custody paused for 30 days until further court orders. Abrego shall therefore remain in custody of the United States Marshal pending further order. The pause, which both parties asked for, will allow the government the opportunity to appeal Abrego's legal team the chance to seek further relief. It followed the back-to-back rulings from District Judge Waverly Crenshaw in Nashville, Tennessee, and Judge Paula Zinnes in Maryland that ordered Abrego's release and blocked its detention by immigration authorities in Tennessee. Crenshaw denied the Trump administration's motion to block Abrego's release, writing that the government fails to provide any evidence that there's something in Abrego's history or exhibited characteristics that warrants detention. The pieces of evidence the government cites, taken alone or together, warrant a finding that Abrego is at best a low risk of non-appearance. Crenshaw wrote, The court agrees with Abrego that the nature of the crime he is accused of do not, on their own, fall within the categories of crimes Congress specifically enumerates as warranting a presumption of detention. Minutes after Crenshaw's orders, Zinnes issued an order blocking the government from taking Abrego into immigration custody in Tennessee. At recent hearings in Abrego's case, Zinnes had expressed concern that he would be deported immediately if he was released from federal custody. The court shares the plaintiff's ongoing concern that absent meaningful safeguards, defendants may once again remove Abrego Garcia from the United States without having restored him to the status quo ante and without due process. She also ruled that the government must restore Abrego to Immigration and Customs Enforcement supervision in Baltimore, and that if third country removal proceedings are initiated, the government must give Abrego and his counsel 72 business hours to notice of the intended third country. One of Abrego's attorneys, Simone Sandoval-Maschenberg, hailed Crenshaw and Zinnes' ruling and said that the government has been acting against the law, including when it deported Abrego. These rulings are a powerful rebuke of the government's lawless conduct and a critical safeguard for Kilmar's due process rights. Abrego's deportation case has generated national headlines for months amid the administration's broader push to reshape immigration policy in the United States. Yeah, I mean, that's one way of putting it, right? Sure. Upon his return, he was immediately charged with 2 federal felonies in the U.S. District Court in Nashville: conspiracy to unlawfully transport illegal aliens for financial gain and unlawful transportation of illegal aliens for financial gain. Abrego has pleaded not guilty to both charges. For months, the Trump administration has repeatedly accused Abrego of being a violent member of an international gang, MS-13. And remember, they also said he was Tren They also said he was he was a gun smuggler. He was a drug dealer. He was a head of this gang. He was an important member of this gang. I mean, it's all BS. Based on the record before it, the court finds that Abrego is a member or in affiliation with MS-13. It would have to make so many inferences from the government's preferred evidence in its favor that such conclusion would border on fanciful. Abrego's attorney asked Crenshaw on Tuesday to order members of the Trump administration to stop commenting on the case. They pointed to a news conference in Nashville last week which Homeland Security Secretary Christy Dogkiller Nome referred to Abrego as a horrible human being. He has a lifetime of human trafficking individuals and the taking advantage of minors, which again, he's not being charged for with this, which is wild. You're making accusations out of thin air. I mean, this is egregious. This is defamatory. And if she truly believed that this was true, why aren't we prosecuting for those charges, right? I mean, taking advantage of minors, by soliciting by soliciting prawn from them. That would be massive. That would be massive. And of course, let's be honest, if there's any shred of evidence of these photos, as they say, then we wouldn't be talking about just 2 charges of unlawfully transporting illegal aliens for financial gain. Right? Like, we wouldn't be talking about that. We would be talking about a massive case. Godspeed, Hunter. Yeah, she would know. Aaron Good has historical specifics about how it came about with Meyer Lansky, upon whom Hyman Roth in The Godfather was based. Interesting. Abusing his wife, abusing other illegals, like they care about that. Aliens that were in this country, women that were under his care while he was trafficking them. Again, it's unclear about any of this. He's a horrible human being and a monster and should never be released free. On Wednesday, Crenshaw wrote that the Trump administration fails to show a preponderance of evidence, let alone clear and convincing evidence, that Abrego is such a danger to other communities that such concerns cannot be mitigated by conditions of release. In a statement after the rulings Wednesday, the Department of Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin again referred to Abrego as a member of MS-13. The fact remains, this is an MS-13 gang member. No evidence for that. Human trafficker, illegal alien, and will never walk America's streets again. The fact that this unhinged judge is trying to tell, this should be enough. This should seriously be enough to be sanctioned and possibly prosecuted and prosecuted for saying stuff like this, because they're messing with the case. These high profile individuals like the dog killer here, Kristi Noem, and Tricia McLaughlin, which is the Homeland Security spokesperson. These are high up individuals in the administration who are in charge of, Kristi Noem is the head of the DHS, and this is the spokesperson, are literally tainting the case. They're calling him an MS-13 gang member, which is not true. We just don't. There's no evidence of that. Talking about sex trafficking, abusing children. He's not even being charged for that. At one point, they were also saying that he was smuggling guns. I think I misunderstood Kilmar thing. So he remains in custody for his own protection against ICE agents and unlawful deportation again. Have I got it right? No, I think that they blocked that. I think that's the update. Or maybe you're right. Maybe what they did was they kept him in custody while blocking the ability for ICE to deport him. The fact that this unhinged judge is trying to tell ICE they can't arrest an MS-13 gang member indicted by a grand jury for human trafficking and subject to immigration arrest under federal law is lawless and insane. Gilmar Abrego Garcia will remain in criminal custody for the time being. It will be a cold day in hell before his illegal alien is back on the American streets. Yeah, whatever, dude. I also heard a judge blocked him from being detained again. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. Yes. That's exactly what we're talking about. Like not being detained by ICE. I mean, these people are not going to let go. I suppose they can't. Because if they set the precedent with Abrego Garcia, then their whole kind of case falls apart here. Their pretense for trying to remove people without due process kind of falls apart if they are stopped here. That's why they're fighting this case so hard. That's why they're fighting this case tooth and nail. All right, folks. I smell food. All right, folks, it's time for me to get out of here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining. I had brownies for dinner. Nice. That's not bad. I haven't had a brownie in a minute and a half. This space, join us for Dieter McBusiness. Yes. Mrs. Truth is a goddess. Yes. I had McDonald's and I kind of hate myself. Nuggets. I had leftover hot dogs in the fridge, maybe. I mean, that doesn't sound too bad either. Thanks for the lolling lurk listens. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mayhem Hippie. All right, folks, it's time to get out of here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support. If you want to support the channel, make sure you do all the things, folks. Like the stream, share, subscribe, do all the stuff. If you're on the YouTube side, spread the word. We're here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, we're on this space. Thank you to No Justice for the YouTube raid. I appreciate that. Go check out. They also have a Twitch channel, which if you're on the Twitch side, you can check out twitch.tv/NoJusticeMTG. So check that out. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's true, Flow Snake. Thank you, Ladybug. Appreciate all of your support. Thank you for all the new follows. Thank you for the subs. Appreciate it. He's about to eat a Burger King snack. Enjoy. Thank you, Michael Hasser. Thank you, Heat. Thank you, Mono, for modding the chat. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all. We'll be back on tomorrow. I was going to say on Monday. Tomorrow. That's 2 Lord of the Ring references. I caught it. Potatoes. We'll be back tomorrow around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all. Thank you. Appreciate it, Heat. Do all the things, folks. Join the Discord, Substack. Check out the merch store, ! Tip, all the stuff. If you're on YouTube, consider going to this space. It is live right now. There it goes. Super chill stream despite the heavy subject. Appreciate it. Thank you, Flow Snake. I appreciate that. If you're on the YouTube side, head on over to this space. We're going to head on out of here. Thank you all for being here. As always, folks, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. See ya.
Pretend
It's all good. Hang tight, folks. All right, folks, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.